It's way past midnight, moon is on the rise. Watching the highway, sleep in my eyes. Wish I was dreaming, but there's no way out. This road goes on and on, drifting south, staring at the windscreen, wondering what to do. I can still turn around, head on back to you, but I know you're sleeping in that cold, lonely house. When you wake, I'll be long, long gone. I'm drifting south. Just crossed the river, sun is in the east. There's a trawler steaming in from the open sea. Makes me wish I was fishing down by the river mouth. But I'm chained behind the wheel, I'm drifting south. You wanna play one? Will turn brown, the creeks are still running, 'cause the snow's melting down. Wish I could see you, but it's too late now. I'm 1,000 miles from home, drifting south. I'm 1,000 miles from home, I'm drifting south. I think we should have a guitar duel. That's great. Beautiful playing, by the way. Excellent. I was doing a solo trip heading for South Australia. That's where my folks live, and all my brothers and sisters still down that way down south near Mount Gambier. And I was heading down the Hume Highway, and I'd had a couple of cups of coffee and still couldn't really stay awake, so I thought I need to write a song.
Alrighty. Well, we are here with Bill Chambers in the bus with us today. Thanks for joining us, Bill.
Very pleased to be here.
That's good. We're very pleased to
cool
have you.
Bus. I love this.
Yeah, it's all right.
So this is your home.
Yep.
Beautiful.
The last 3 years. Three and a bit now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So
we've got a camper trailer and a four-wheel drive, so and it's not quite as luxurious as this. We've got a good camp once we set it up. But
yeah.
It takes a bit of setting up. Of course, you can just pull up and
we're good to go.
And roll into bed, eh?
Pretty
Perfect.
much. We do that sometimes.
Or cook a feed.
Yeah.
In a few minutes.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yes, except for when your gas bottle runs out and your wife needs a coffee. Then you're up shit creek. And that's serious.
Well, you need one of those little butane stoves as a backup.
We did have one of them, but we were space saving, so we got rid of it. We put speakers in the back instead.
Priorities.
Yeah. Well, I have a few questions for you.
Cool.
Since you're here with us today. Just so we can, we've obviously heard you a couple of awesome songs and a bit of the story behind them. But on top of the awesome songs, I have a few random ones.
Yep.
So the first one is, what's the funniest thing that's happened on tour so far?
There's a lot of funny things, but I tour mostly with my daughter, Casey Chambers, and her band. And we've got a great band, great bunch of people.
Yeah.
But her roadie and lighting guy, he's both, is called Worm.
Yeah.
That's his nickname, of course, Stephen Wershen. But we call him Worm, and Worm is a bit of a character. Sometimes he just drinks just a little too much.
Yeah.
And one night we were in, I think it was in Canberra actually, and he went to bed after a few too many, wakes up in the middle of the night and has to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
But because he's still half drunk, he opened the outside door instead of the bathroom door and ended up out in the corridor in his undies.
Nice.
And slammed the door behind him, and he's stuck out there with no key to get in. Nothing.
Yeah.
Just his undies.
And was it cold at this time of year?
Probably. Well, it's always cold in Canberra.
Yeah.
And he thought, I'll just go down to reception and get a key.
Yeah.
He goes down to reception and it's about 5:30 in the morning, but there's a busload of tourists checking out.
Good.
He walks up to the counter and says, I've been locked out of my room.
Yeah.
I'd need a key to get back in. And the guys are looking him up and down and thinking, what has he got here? And the guy behind reception said, I'll need to see some ID.
Oh, no.
And Worm points to his undies and says, do I look like I've got ID on me?
Oh, God.
Anyway, he sorted that out and got back in and got a couple of hours sleep before we hit the road.
Nice.
But anyway, that's just one of the crazy incidents that happened on the road with Worm.
Yeah.
But every second night there's something.
Yeah. Yes. I feel like tours are a good spot for things to go wrong or things to be weird or yeah. Nice. Well, hopefully it wasn't too cold for him. Got the neighbours here as well. They may be in the background. Next question was, what is one of the highlights of your career so far?
It's a weird one. I've been lucky enough to be on stage in many different locations around the world, and we've done some awesome gigs. But my very best moment was I was in Austin, Texas, hanging out with my friend Jimmy LaFave. Jimmy's gone now. He passed away a few years back. But him and I were great friends. He had a very successful career, mainly in Texas and in that area. But we're in the studio, and he says, "Look, I've just recorded a song. You may or may not have heard it, but I want you to play on it. I want you to play the lap steel on it. And I won't tell you what it is or what key it's in or anything. I just want you to go in there and sit down with your lap steel," which, I put it on my lap and I'm just waiting for the song. And the song starts and it's 9 minutes long.
Wow.
It's a Bob Dylan song
Yeah.
called "The Girl from the Red River Shore." It's one of his most obscure songs.
Yeah.
And it was my very best moment of music because I'm a big Bob Dylan fan. Jimmy's version of that is just beautiful. And it goes for 9 minutes, this beautiful song, and I just played along and not knowing what I was going to play on or what I was going to do. And it just turned out so beautifully. In fact, you can see it on YouTube or
cool.
Spotify. "The Girl from the Red River Shore" by Jimmy LaFave.
Yeah.
And that's me playing the slide.
Oh, very cool.
It was just, I felt like I'd died and gone to heaven. It was such a
Yeah.
beautiful moment.
I'm going to check that
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, well, check
Bob
it out.
Dylan.
It's just a beautiful song. It goes on and on and on, but it's this story of Dylan can write a story like no one else, but it's about this girl he met and went back there and no one had ever seen her or heard of her again. He didn't know where she'd gone or anything.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a mystery sort of song, but it's worth listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right.
Yeah, that to me trumps all the great gigs I've ever done
Yeah.
for some reason. I don't know why. It's just such a beautiful moment that I'll never forget. It's a beautiful memory.
Yeah. And especially with a friend who's now not here.
Yeah, he's passed away.
Yeah.
Jimmy
That's
LaFave.
beautiful.
Check it out.
I'll definitely check that out. Oh, thanks for sharing. It's nice when you can kind of like have that moment also captured in a recording too.
Yeah. I often just come across it. I'll be searching for music on Spotify and that song comes up. And I think, wow,
Yeah.
quite a moment.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very special. I guess that's one good thing about being a musician. You can like capture a piece of yourself.
Yeah.
That's always going to be there.
And if it's recorded particularly, every time you hear it again, it brings back those memories. And some things aren't recorded, but you still remember the moment on stage or something, or something happened, or you remember certain gigs.
Yeah.
And you think, man, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing that we do. We're lucky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that kind of leads into the next question.
Yeah.
Why do you do what you do?
Oh, it's not the money.
Wow, that's not a surprise.
It used to be quite good money many years ago, but unfortunately, musicians' fees haven't caught up with inflation.
No.
I think it's the feeling you get from sharing music with an audience that keeps you going.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing. Is if we didn't have that, it'd be fun playing in our bedroom or on the front porch.
Yeah.
And that's fun sometimes, or sharing it with a friend. But just to get in front of an audience when you know that you've got the meeting out of your hand and you just feel like, oh, this is going to be a good gig, and everything goes right.
Yeah.
Which not every gig does that. But,
No.
I think that's why we do it. And we hope, when we start a gig, we hope this will be another one of those good ones. Sometimes no one's listening,
Yeah.
That's tough. But we survive. And sometimes it's good for your ego not not to have a good one. You know, sometimes you
Yeah.
think, oh, I've got a bit to learn yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah.
Yeah, that's yes. That feel I really like it when there's like a good crowd there and it becomes like a conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool. That's when I feel
yeah.
like it's a good gig.
Oh, absolutely.
When
Yeah.
it's like not just me, it becomes like
Oh,
all of
it's
us.
all of us. Absolutely. I agree.
That's pretty magical.
You're communicating an
Yeah.
idea. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Who is your biggest influence?
Well, I've mentioned Bob Dylan.
Yep.
As a kid, my parents were country music fans, and
Mm.
they only listened to country and western when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So I grew up hearing Hank Williams songs. You know, even when I was going to primary school, they'd be playing Hank Williams songs. All these drinking and cheating songs. And
Amazing.
I used to love it, you know, and
Yeah.
I still do. But then when I was going to high school, I was about 13, and I discovered the Beatles and the Rolling Stones.
Yep.
Of course, I was born in 1950, so yeah, when I was 13, it was 1963. That's when the Beatles really took off. And
Wow.
it was quite a time to be alive. The whole world changed overnight, really.
Because of the
And
Beatles.
because of the Beatles, I think.
Yeah.
And not only the Beatles, there was a lot of great rock bands around, both US and UK.
Yep.
But the Beatles were the main ones. And my parents were always wary of rock music. They because they were religious Christians. They used to. I think they thought that rock music was of the devil.
Oh,
so
yes.
you had to watch out for it.
Yeah.
But they ended up listening to the Beatles in our house. We sort of converted them to the Beatles, and I think they didn't mind the Beatles.
Yeah.
And when you look back, the Beatles were pretty mild compared to stuff that followed.
Yeah.
But then I heard Bob Dylan when I was going to high school, and someone played "Don't Think Twice, It's All Right." Beautiful song. And then I thought, man, that's some serious songwriting. It's all about the lyrics. So that changed me a lot. So
Yeah.
Hank Williams, Bob Dylan, Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash's songs were quite dark compared to most of the country songs that were around. Johnny seemed to thrive on deep, dark songs, murder ballads.
Yeah.
And he didn't conform to the general run of Nashville and country music. He was a bit of a rebel, and that appealed to me. So Johnny Cash was a huge influence. And, of course, in later years, it's everything, the Eagles. And then a few years back, Casey turned me on to Eminem.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very different, of course, but
Yeah.
but he's a great songwriter too, you know.
Yeah. He's very
so,
clever.
Yeah, so I think lyrics interest me more now than guitar, actually.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a hotshot guitar player when I was 20.
Yeah.
I think when I was 20, I thought I was. When I moved to Sydney many years later, I realised I wasn't that hot. I heard people like Keith Urban and
Oh, yeah,
Rod
true.
McCormack, who lives very close handy here, and Phil and Tommy Emmanuel, and
Yep.
I suddenly realised I had a lot to learn. But I've stopped trying to be competitive as a guitar player. It
Yeah.
really doesn't interest me much anymore. I love guitar, but I'm not trying to be fast or the best or anything. I just do it because it's music, you know.
Yeah.
But lyrics I'm really into now, and sometimes just one line can really wipe you right off your feet, you know.
Yeah.
It's so powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really, like, I've listened to songs for years and I have no idea what they're saying. I'm that person because my whole brain and everything that I've ever done. I never sang until a few
Oh,
years
really?
ago. Yeah.
I didn't
I never
know that.
wanted to.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was too scared to. I didn't want to. That's why I
Really?
played guitar.
Wow.
'Cause
Well, you do both pretty well. So.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that'd be embarrassing. That's good. But now I'm learning about lyrics and
it's important, and I think it's part of growing older.
Yeah.
You've got more to sing about. I think as you get older, you've had more life experiences and what happens in life, the daily things, the people you meet. It all becomes very important as you get older, and friends, things money can't buy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, the other question was, do you have anything, like what's coming up for you? Because are you working on some new stuff at the moment?
I am. I'm not a prolific songwriter. I'm slow because I've got to drive myself to do it. I'm not one of these people that wake up every morning, I've got to write a song.
Yeah.
Some people live like that, but I find it hard work.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of satisfaction when I get a song, and I think it's okay. I look at it on the paper, and I think that's not bad. But that doesn't happen that often, to be quite honest. So I'm a bit slow, but I've got about probably 6 or 8 songs ready to go for a new record. So, and I've got a little studio at the house here.
Yeah, it's a great studio.
Yeah, so we'll probably record there again. It's the cheapest place for me to record.
Yeah, your own place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm on tour with Casey, my daughter, at the moment, and it's a world tour, to be quite honest. We're all over Australia.
Yep, playing some big shows too
Then
in
in
Australia.
June, July, we head to the US.
Yep.
And we're doing a little tour there, so that'll be fun.
Yeah,
So a bit of
nice.
stuff coming up. But quite frankly, my favourite thing at the moment is to be on stage with my boy, Tyler.
Yeah.
He's playing some great guitar. He's more of a rock player, but it seems to work with what I'm doing, and we complement each other.
Yeah.
And he's playing some nice rhythm too for some of the songs where I play the lead. So
Yeah. That's great.
it's working really well. So I'm excited about doing gigs with him actually.
Yeah, that's pretty
and
special.
he's starting to write. He's only 17 yet. So he's got a little way to go as far as writing goes, but he's started, and his guitar playing's just going in leaps and bounds. He every day practices, and sometimes I catch him in his bedroom playing these guitar scales, and how the hell do you do that? I couldn't do that in a million years.
Yeah. Oh, that's
but
pretty cool.
he's all over it.
Yeah. Oh, good on him.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you'll get to see him play too soon in the future. Yeah, nice. Well, thank you very much for joining us in the bus.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's beautiful, and good to hear you play on a couple of my songs.
Thanks for having me.
It's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't get to play much with other people because I'm a soloist, so yeah. Thank you.
You play beautifully.
Thanks very much.
This song's called Roll the Windows Down, and I wrote it about a trip I did to the US with my friend Audrey Auld, and we'd flown into LA and we were going to drive to Texas. We thought we'll hire a car in LA, and it's about a 3-day drive. But once we priced the hire cars, we realised we couldn't afford a hire car, so we borrowed a car. And when you borrow a car, it's never quite as good as a hire car, so we found an Oldsmobile, a really old Oldsmobile. And it was the middle of summer, quite warm, and Audrey said to the woman that loaned us the car, she said, "Where's the air conditioning?" And she said, "Well, you just roll the windows down." It's always hot in the getaway car, looking for a town that's way too far. Fugitives never turn around, we just roll the windows down. We were hungry when we left LA, but we didn't stop till we made headway. Sun came up from beneath the ground. We just rolled the windows down. Let her roll the way she goes. Destination, no one knows. We remember every bar in every town. We just roll the windows down. We've been struck dumb since we don't know when, like a tattoo burns on virgin skin. God knows we're all gonna die. Still we wonder the reasons why. Every grey hair brings another tear. When I think about those bygone years, I recall the lights in Texas town. We just roll the windows down. Let her roll the way she goes. Destination, no one knows. We remember every bar in every town. We just roll the windows down. Let's play it. Let her roll the way she goes. Destination, no one knows. We remember every bar in every town. We just roll windows down.